Hello ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 39th episode of Final Round. As always, I'm Squeak and this thundercunt is Alan Jabby Gibson.
Tonight will be our thoughts on the upcoming UFC Ultimate Fighter Heavyweights finale. Now normally we do not bother with Ultimate Fighter finales, but since a big black bastard who had nothing else to do but be a sensation on YouTube, we kinda thought it was worth a worth.
Jesus Christ, Jabby way to make the show fucking racist.
Well, you don't see a white man do that shit, do you? Because they have common sense and have a job. I joke, I love black people, they get less pissy like fags, now they are a pain in the rectums. Imagine if Jesus was black, that would so be awesome, because it would just piss off the Christians.
I'm going to move this on before we get cancelled for being prejudiced for all ethnic minorities. First off will be between John Madsen and Justin Wren. Madsen has exceptional skills, while Wren has got the young lion heart in him. I feel for both of these guys as I thought they did very well in their respective quarterfinal fights. Wren came very close against Roy Nelson, while Madsen just got caught. If this becomes a stand-up war, I have to give it to Wren. But if this goes to ground, I see Madsen being too strong here.
I personally thought Wren bet Nelson. He got fucked over by the judges. I want Wren to win this, but I feel Madsen's going to take him down and grapple him throughout the 3 rounds. Wren has to up his cardio as it was poor during Ultimate Fighter, and Madsen has to cope standing and not be too reliable on the wrestling. I feel both should get UFC contracts, but only one will get it. It is a shame, but I'm going to go for a John Madsen win through majority decision.
Up next is Daryl Schoonover against James McSweeney. This should an interesting fight between the Englishman and the guy known as Titties.
From what we understand, Titties has been stop-lost, so he will be out finding Bin Laden. I really hope that would be his nickname. McSweeney will utilize his Muay Thai skills, while Titties will use his titties. McSweeney for the win by knockout.
Up next is the feud between Marcus Jones and Matt Mitrione. This is going to be interesting as Jones was exceptional for a guy his size with jiu-jitsu on the ground, and has the power to knock someone out. I see him taking the win here. Mitrione, well, how the fuck do you describe him?
Mitrione is a retard with power, that's all that needs to be said. I pray to God Jones wins this, because he has got some skills on him. He has the making of being a successful heavyweight despite his age. I don't think I've ever seen someone other than Frank Mir being comfortable on the ground. Jones to raid Mitrione by submission or knockout.
We now come to Frank Edgar against Matt Veach. Both have familiar experiences in MMA. This could go to the 3 rounds here. I'm pretty torn to who may get the win here.
It'll be close, maybe go to the last round, but Edgar has the edge here. He's coming off big wins against Tyson Griffin and Sean Sherk. A win here may welcome him to the top of the lightweight division. He more experience and more motivation for the win, so the answer for my answer here.
Now we have the fight, that is just going to be fucking mental. Yes, you know what we are on about. Kimbo Slice against Huston Alexander. All that we can guarantee is, this will be a stand-up war.
Kimbo took a lot of heat for rejecting the semi-final fight, but I thought it was a wise and smart decision. I mean, would you risk your career against a kick specialist? This is the perfect fight for Kimbo, and if he can win here, he'll get more UFC fights. Alexander loves to stand up, we know he has power too. But he really has to get a win to stay in UFC. But I feel the weight cut will be too much for Kimbo. So as surprising as this will sound, I think Alexander is going to beat him by knockout.
If we get 1 star, I'm going to kick you in your ginger balls. But we now get to the sub-main event of the evening between Matt Hamill and Jon Jones. This is going to be entertaining. The winner here is surely going to win top light heavyweights, maybe even get a fight against the likes of Chuck Liddell. I see this being a 3-round war.
Greased up deaf guy has got everything going for him. He is loved by everyone, and shown his toughness through his wrestling and power. He can easily make it to more super fights, if he wins here. But Jones is tough, and has good wins against O'Brien and Bonner. It'll be a good fight, but I reckon greased up deaf guy will get the win here.
Now on to the main event and the Ultimate Fighter final between big fat bastard Roy Nelson and Brendan Schaub. Very interesting fight, don't you think, Jibby?
Roy Nelson got to the final for being a big fat bastard. That's all he had going for him. I want Schwab to knock him out, because seeing fat people fall down is always a funny sight. It'll go either way. If Schwab keeps it standing, he has a chance. But if Nelson becomes a fat fuck that uses his weight to control them on the ground, he'll win.
That is it for us today. We'll be back for the review of this and UFC 108. See you all later.